Today's video is going to be an introductory guide to personal finance. If you're someone who has struggled with your money or feel like you're just bad with money, this video is going to give you everything you need to set a solid financial foundation. Number one is going to be creating a budget. Your budget or spending plan is really the foundation to your financial future. Creating a strong budget is really going to help you know exactly where your money should be going. Oftentimes, we shy away from budgeting because we think that it's going to be this restrictive document, but really a budget is going to tell you exactly where you can spend your money. Having a budget can really remove any of the stress or guilt that comes along with spending money. I recommend a zero-based budget. A zero-based budget is a type of budget where you give every dollar in your budget a job. With a zero-based budget, you are going to know exactly where all of your money is going. There's going to be no money sitting in your checking account that doesn't have a job assigned to it. If you're new to budgeting, the very first thing that I want you to do is to know your numbers. You cannot create a spending plan if you don't know exactly how much money is coming in and how much is going out. So you're going to make a list of all of your bills, both fixed and variable expenses. Fixed expenses are going to be those bills that are consistent from month to month. That your housing, so rent or mortgage, transportation costs like your car loan, insurance, any of those regular bills that occur on some sort of regular cadence and tend to be the same amount from month to month. You're also going to make a list of your variable expenses. Variable expenses is the area of our budget where we tend to have the most control. It's going to be those lifestyle expenses, eating out, groceries, gas, shopping, any of those types of expenses. To make a list of all of those expenses, including the minimum payment on any debt that you might have. Now, when creating your budget, it's going to be important to know what your bills are, how much they are on average, and when they're due. Now, if you're new to budgeting and you're not sure exactly how much your variable expenses are, the best way to figure this out is to pull the last 3 months of your bank statements and look at how much you've been historically spending. Now, along with creating your zero-based budget, it's really important that you start tracking your spending. Now, tracking my spending is something I have done consistently for the last 5 years, and it has made the biggest difference in my money. Knowing exactly how much you're spending in various areas of your life will help you figure out where you're overspending, is your spending aligned with your personal values, and where you maybe can afford to even spend a little bit more. The sooner you establish a habit of tracking your spending, the better. Tracking your spending does not have to be complicated. You can do this in the Notes app on your phone, a pen and paper, do it in a spreadsheet, or you can use an app. I personally use the You Need a Budget app. It is by far my favorite app on the market for tracking. Now, once we have a spending plan and we know exactly how much is coming in and how much is going out, we've started tracking our spending. Now it's time to take a look at our debt. Unpopular opinion, not all debt is bad debt, but high interest debt is always bad debt. Pay off any high interest debt that you have as soon as possible. High interest debt is going to be anything above 7%. So if you have anything in that 8, 9, 10% range, most credit cards are going to fall between 18 and 28%. If you are carrying high interest debt, you are giving money away to the bank every single month. Now, there are multiple ways to pay off debt. You can use the avalanche method where you pay off your debt in order of highest interest rate to lowest interest rate. And there's the snowball method where you attack your debt based on balance. You start with your smallest balance and you build your way up to your larger balance. There is no right or wrong way. It's just whatever way makes the most sense for you. Each way has pros and cons. Whichever way you choose, I think it's important that you pay off high interest debt as soon as possible. Next, we're going to talk about savings, and most importantly, having an emergency savings. Life is going to come at you, and having an emergency fund, even if it's a small one, will give you some peace of mind. Ideally, 3 to 6 months of expenses that you set aside in a high yield savings account is a really good place to start. That's it for today's video. You can find my latest video linked here.